Director General of the Securities and the Exchange Commission, very ably represented this morning by the Executive Commissioner of Corporate Services, the management and staff of the National Orientation Agency here present, our distinguished course participants, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning. Let me seize this opportunity to put on record our appreciation for your receiving our invitation to be part of course 4 of the fact-checking training. My speech is going to be brief as to the significance of this training. Towards the end of last year, the National Orientation Agency produced a 5-year strategy document. This strategic document contained 5 pillars, 4 actually, with an ancillary 5th pillar. And dancing around the enabling act that established the agency and the identified pillars that were contained in the policy document, the NOA felt it necessary that we must begin expanding the frontiers of the conversation around an issue which has become a matter of global concern. At our own local level, it's an issue of big concern. At global level, it has become an issue of concern to everybody. And this was further reinforced by our experiences during our sensitization and the advocacy against the COVID pandemic. Incidences of fake news, misinformation, disinformation, whether inadvertently shared or deliberately shared, meaning intentionally, have a way of impacting on national cohesion, on escalating an issue beyond what is being assumed to be the proportion that is being assumed to take or to reflect, and therefore forces a great danger to national peace and the national progress. It is against this backdrop, therefore, that the NOA felt that there is the need really to get into partnership. First, with practitioners out there, I hope technologies, Dubawa, that is Premium Center for Investigative Journalism, the NOA itself, Center for Development and Democracy, CDD, Democracy and Development, CDD, and other partners to come together and develop a working model that will capacitate and enhance the competence level of information managers for the purposes of knowing when you see a fake news or a misinformation or a disinformation and what to do with it. It has become more imperative now, especially as the country is going towards the elections. Already we have seen the telltale signs. And if anything, what we are seeing does not actually give us much cause to cheer. This, therefore, makes this training more important, more imperative, in fact, more compelling than it had been before. The aim is to train within the period stated in the strategy document, to train and capacitate 37,000 Nigerian fact checkers cutting across different spheres of our national life. The military and the security agencies, organized private sector, the public service at large, newspapers and online media practitioners, bloggers, private citizens, and the rest of them. Now, whatever knowledge that is acquired within here is a knowledge that can be replicated at home among children and family members and in our respective places of work. And this is the whole idea. Only yesterday, the federal government has reason to make a comment and respond to how one of the global blog channels, Twitter, is treating the protest that is taking place in Canada over the last 1 week, and how Twitter had treated Nigeria during the NSAS protest. And the federal government is saying, you can see actually what the global online media can do when one issue is being addressed or a similar issue is being addressed by two different entities. And that the response of the federal government has now become a trailblazer for the rest of the country to emulate. The Prime Minister Trudeau, the Canadian Prime Minister, has gone to Parliament to seek for emergency powers to cut down the role of the social media, especially in respect to the protest that is taking place in their country today. This is exactly what our country had done at the peak of the NSAS crisis, which was considered as an insurrection by the Western media. A protest by the Western media, but it was truly an insurrection as far as the quantum of destruction of life and public property was concerned. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to seize this opportunity to once again welcome you, and welcome you to course 4 of the fact-checking training. The idea is that we have to have a country. We have to have a country first before we can enjoy all the freedoms that we think we need to exercise. The social media, the conventional media, the orthodox media, even tell-by moonlights now, have become venues and avenues of propagating hate, propagating mischief, and creating an atmosphere that shouldn't in the first place arise, thereby escalating our diversity, escalating our religious differences, escalating our different partisan and religious, partisan and social perspectives, instead of promoting all of this kaleidoscope that should have built our country and that has made Nigeria the envy of all of the global community. We have a sense and a duty, each one of us, to create an atmosphere, an ambience of integrity, loyalty, and love for a nation. Every country has its own interests to protect, just like we have seen Canada is doing when its interest is being threatened. Ours should not and must not be different. Freedom of the individual is an inalienable right, but it is not absolute. And there is nothing that is absolute in this world. Nothing that is absolute. So to this extent, I would want to wish you a very successful fact-checking training, believing and hoping that at the end of the day, all of us will be better Nigerians and the better information managers and the better users of our smartphones, so that we use it for the purposes of propagating national unity and the national progress, and for the purposes of propagating peace and development. The next few months from now are going to be very telling for our country. But as is everything Nigerian, we will all seem to be on the brinks. But at the very last minute, we will all pull back and save our country gently. In 2011, an international global media had already sent ahead a team to report the disintegration of the country. Until went to their utmost disappointment, the country went into an elections and it came out. Of course, there was skirmishes here and there. But after that, we came back to our old Nigerian selves. This, we expect, will be the case now and always. Good morning once again, and have a successful fact-checking training. I thank you.